now, and to where else but West Bengal. 2 days after violent protests on the streets of Calcutta over the BJP's mega secretariat rally, there was a high drama today as well. And this time the drama was both inside and outside the Bengal Assembly. 6 BJP MLAs had moved an adjournment motion demanding a discussion on corruption in government departments, including the SSE scam. But the Speaker outrightly rejected the motion because he said the matter was sub judice. Now, there were protests inside the Assembly, you can see, and after that, we had protests outside the Assembly as well. With placards in hand, dare you see them, BJP MLAs came out and started raising slogans. The TMC then raised counter slogans. Now, earlier, the Bengal BJP had held a strategy meet inside the Assembly, and what we are being told is that they have taken 3 decisions at that crucial meeting. 1, to bring an adjournment motion over the issue of corruption in Bengal. 2nd, protest inside the House, which in any case they have done today as well. And thirdly, to strongly oppose the TMC resolution against central agencies. Now, on the other hand, the leader of opposition, Shreya Dhoundial, hit back at the TMC's Abhishek Banerjee for his remark, saying that if he were in the police's shoes 2 days ago, he would have shot BJP workers during the Na Banna Chalo protest that took place. Without, of course, taking Mr. Banerjee's name, the BJP leader responded saying he is arrogant because of his auntie's power, quote unquote, and his comments are, quote unquote, criminal-like. Let me go straight across to our guests who are joining us this evening. We'll try and play out the sound bites for you as well. Arindam Bhattacharya, spokesperson of the BJP. Professor Monojit Mondal is spokesperson of the TMC. Arindam Bhattacharya, I'm starting with you. Good to see you once again, and good to see you, Monojit, once again. Both of you are friends from 2 days ago on Urban Debate. Arindam, I want to ask you what the protest was today outside the Assembly. Inside the Assembly, I understand you wanted to discuss corruption, and the Speaker said, no, we can't do it because the matter is sub judice. But the protest outside the Assembly took an almost juvenile turn.
There is a trend in Bengal just to suppress the news inside the Assembly by different tactics, which we have witnessed. When I was the MLA, I witnessed the same thing. So it is just for you. Through the media, we just want the people of Bengal to know what the opposition is doing for them, what the people of Bengal wants to know. We are raising the issue inside the House. We are raising the issue outside the House. We are on the streets asking the ruler to answer their questions. That is what it is all about. And that is the role of a responsible opposition.
But are the statements being made by Mr. Shreya Dhoundial responsible, where he is saying that the Mamata Banerjee government is trying to somehow have molestation charges stick on him by sending that lady cop to arrest him, etc., in plain clothes? What was that even about?
I think you have seen the visuals of that. Some lady constables and they went to tackle the leader of opposition. Shubhendu Adhikari is the leader of opposition of West Bengal. So is there a necessity? What was the necessity on their part? Can they justify why they did this? Sending in some lady constables, some lady officers to arrest him, if they wanted to arrest him only? I think this justification must come from the ruling party, from the government side, that why the leader of opposition was made to handle that type of a situation.
But what's the problem in a woman? What's the problem in a woman constable trying to discharge her duty?
There is no problem. There is no problem. That's why Shubhendu Adhikari always, with due respect to the women, he said, you are like a mother. But they were indulged in a conspiracy, which we have seen time and again by the government, by this police government. They indulge in this type of conspiracies just to stop the voice, a dissenting voice, the question asking voices, they don't want to answer. So this is their way of suppressing by giving
Monojit
false
Mandal,
cases,
would you want to respond to that?
by indulge.
I mean, I know that you have made enough fun of it outside the assembly today, carrying the placards that you did.
Do I really
Yeah, there is a charge
respond?
there is a serious charge that has been made against your government. Please respond to it. You've made fun of it, but can you get away by just making fun of it?
Do I really need to dignify such comment by leader of the opposition saying that don't touch my body? I mean, what is this? The lady police officer, there were plenty of them out there. They had to be there because you also had women in the agitation. And even if for argument's sake, even if a lady officers arrest your leader, what is the problem with that? She's nonetheless an officer. This is the problem of this sexist, patriarchal mindset of the people, which I don't even to enter into the discussion because that would be a completely futile discussion to somehow convince these people about how patriarchy functions. I don't want to go into that. But Shubhendu Adhikari, being the leader of the opposition, our point is that did the police really arrest him? He just walked into the prison van all by himself. You could show the picture, Shreya. There's not even an iota of resistance. If had he been a real mass leader, he would have shown some resistance, like what Mamta used to do. She was also leader of the principal opposition party. Did she walk into the prison van? And if you're a leader, you must sit there.
We can't replicate her and ransack the assembly house, and we can't do like that.
You don't even know the tricks of agitation, and you are on the street. Learn something from the person called Mamta Banerjee, how to agitate.
What
even
should we learn from her? The 1993 agitation.
Your home minister advised you to learn how to move for agitation from Mamta Banerjee. You just walked into the prison van all by yourself. In fact, Dilip Ghosh.
No, Monojit, here's the irony in what you're saying. You're saying, learn from the way Mamta Banerjee agitated. She's a street fighter. We've seen her politics and we've seen her political rise. She's a street fighter, a master in agitations and dharnas and protests. But someone who 48 hours ago we realized was completely intolerant to another party doing a dharna or a protest or even a march. There was a police overkill that day. And then Monojit, you have Abhishek Banerjee make the comment that he did. Ki main hota, if I was there, instead of the police, I would have shot people who were attacking me, which means BJP workers in the head. Who makes comments like this? I mean, he's an MP.
Look at this video.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Which came to power.
You have seen.
Which came to power.
The question is to me.
Mr. Bhattacharya, I'll give you time to answer. Let Monojit say what he wants to. Mr. Bhattacharya, I'll give you time to answer.
Look at this visual.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Why this person is so intolerant? Look at these visuals. How the police have been beaten up. How their vehicles were torched in deliberate cold blood. And this person who was torching it is actually an aide of the Home Minister for State, Nitish Kumar, who is an aide of the principal Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah. We demand action not just against this culprit Prititosh Mandal, but against Nitish Pramanik. Nitish Pramanik, everyone knows the kind of criminal. I'm making this charge on TV. He has got 12 cases of murder, extortion, girl trafficking, sexual harassment, dacoity, drug and everything.
Abhishek Banerjee is advocating murder as well, na?
Yes, I will respond. Abhishek Banerjee's words have been completely misconstrued and misrepresented by BJP. They don't even understand Bengali language. What can
we've all heard it. Yes, forget the BJP, we've all heard it.
Let me explain. He said he was mentioning the degree of tolerance on the part of the police officer, saying that had I been in the position, I would have perhaps shot. That doesn't mean that he's instructing them to shoot. He's actually saying, look at the tolerance of Bengal police. This is what Bengal police means for us. They did not even fire a single bullet in the sky, in the air. They were just taking the plunge. They were just on the receiving end. One person is still battling for his life. He's the assistant commissioner of police. What are you talking about? There are 55 police officers. They were injured by them. And I want the names of the BJP leaders who were injured by the police. I want the names of the BJP leaders. One lady very senior councillor. She was actually injured by their own stone.
Oh, come
They
on.
felt that
Shwapan
they
Das
injured
Gupta
her.
was pushed as well.
it
He's
is
66
captured.
years old.
It is captured.
We
It is
saw him
captured.
looking completely desolate and
one is
disoriented
captured on
in
in
pictures
front
that
of
were
you.
released.
She was with the police. She was with the police, and the stone came from the other side. It is clearly captured by the media.
So essentially,
talking about?
okay, essentially, the sum total of your argument, Monojit, is that you're accusing the BJP of doing Nautanki, right?
It is not a Nautanki. This is pre-planned mayhem under the instruction of their leader, who did not really stick to their guns and walked into the prison run all by themselves. They actually instigated them on the previous night to ask them to come with a pocket full of bricks and stones. You come for a peaceful agitation with pocket full of bricks and stones. What are you talking about?
So the BJP cannot protest on the streets and inside the assembly.
Yes, they can.
When they want
protest.
a discussion on
Shreya,
corruption, then
they
also
can.
that cannot happen because the speaker says it's sub judice. I mean,
this is Speaker's prerogative. It is indeed sub judice matter.
What
And
is
not
an
just
opposition
sub
to
judice.
do?
Investigation is going on. How many discussions did we have in the parliament on this 25,000 crore bank fraud? So many single instance. When Vijay Mallya, Mehul Choksky and others, fled the country with 25,000 crore. Admittedly, they admitted that we have taken the money. How many discussions did you have inside the parliament? This is sub judice matter. Investigation is still on. Very fresh investigation, not even
Arindam
1 month
Bhattacharya
old, 2
respond.
months old.
Okay, let Arindam respond. Before I'm accused of being a BJP plant, as it were, and arguing with Monojit, come in here, please.
No. First of all, I like to.
I've never liked to believe that, Shreya. At least for you.
Thank God you know me well enough.
First
Go ahead,
of all,
Mr. Bhattacharya.
First of all, I like to thank Mr. Abhishek Banerjee to clear the air and giving answer to the people of Bengal, which they are searching from 21st July 1993, when a police massacre took place in Calcutta, where Mamata Banerjee was leading a demonstration during the CPIM period. She was the Youth Congress president at that time, and 13 Youth Congress activists got killed. And from that day onwards, 21st July is religiously converted into a mass gathering by Mamata Banerjee till today. But the irony is, the Home Secretary who ordered the police firing that day found a place in Mamata Banerjee's cabinet, and those 13 martyrs, they never got justice till today. Actually, people of Bengal were asking this, why this happened? And Abhishek Banerjee's statements proved the originality of the TMC that day, that if I were in your shoes, I would have shot the BJP cadres on the forehead, showing this. Fine. Secondly, regarding discussion, my colleague from TMC, he was saying how many discussions have taken place in the parliament regarding Mehul Choksey or Vijay Mallya. Mehul Choksey and Vijay Mallya, you can't compare with Partho Chatterjee. Till date, they are facing trial. They are facing trial, and not only trial. I am telling you, just because I don't know whether my friend is well acquainted with the legal procedure that is taking place in India. I am. They are facing legal charges, and wherever they are hiding, the trouble, they know how much trouble Indian government is giving them. But you can't just equalize your Partho Chatterjee's activities and Anubrata Mandal's activities,
Corruption
which
is
Vijay
corruption.
Mallya and Mehul Choksey, they were fraud, and they will face the consequences what they have done.
Corruption is corruption.
Your ministers.
How can you make a distinction between the two?
Indulging in corruption.
Will the two of you give me a minute? I have Shuvendu Adhikari's soundbite now ready. Let's quickly play that out, listen to what he's saying, and then come back to this discussion.
কিন্তু কালকে যিনি আমাকে আক্রমণ করেছেন তৃণমূল কোম্পানির ম্যানেজিং ডাইরেক্টর, তার কোনো রাজনৈতিক অতীত নেই। তিনি শাসক হিসেবেই পশ্চিমবাংলায় প্রতিষ্ঠা পেয়েছেন নিজের পিসির কল্যাণে।
Okay, so that is a direct attack by Shubhendu Adhikari, Monojit, on Abhishek Banerjee, your leader. That he has no
I didn't
locus
really
standi
understand.
except the fact that he is his auntie's
So
niece.
He'll, somehow is completely jealous of the rise of Abhishek Banerjee, despite being 15 years younger to him. I mean, look at his rise as a star in Indian politics because of his articulate voice, because of his appeal to the mass, not just among young people anymore. So Shubhendu Adhikari will automatically be jealous about Abhishek Banerjee.
No, he is responding.
he couldn't
He is responding essentially to the fun that you were making after he made the comment about not wanting to be arrested by the lady officer.
I don't even to make fun of those comments because these are not really educated in terms of.
No, the TMC made fun of it, in their placards today outside the assembly.
Yeah, because underneath that fun, there is a serious narrative about their complete insensitivity towards this gender issue. They don't know how gender dynamics function in this country right now. They are still in the 1960s and 1970s. That's a real problem, and we cannot really educate a person like Shubhendu Adhikari who doesn't have any education on the issue of gender and patriarchy. So let's keep that out. I just want to mention one thing: why Shubhendu Adhikari did not really remain with the people. And even if a lady constable, lady police officer was trying to arrest him, where lies the problem? I mean, can you really have this kind of issue of molestation under daylight? And my friend was talking about 93, massacred by CPIM, talking about corruption.
Okay.
Yes, those things cannot be compared. How can you compare 25,000 crores ka ghotala with 50 crores ka ghotala, quote unquote ghotala? You are very right. Because you cannot compare the two because of the fact that those money exchange hands invisibly in the dunnest smoke of hell. People couldn't understand how money was transferred to someone's bank's account. And that's why that was not a scam. And this money was being shown. That's why this is a scam. That's the kind of logic that BJP follows.
We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. No. I just very quickly want to ask Mr. Bhattacharya, what is it that the BJP plans to do next? First, we saw the protests on the street, then protests inside assembly, outside assembly. Those are the only headlines and pictures that are coming out of West Bengal these days. What is the BJP planning to do next now? And if this is what will continue in West Bengal, where there'll be probably a governance paralysis, given that the opposition and the ruling dispensation are constantly at loggerheads with each other.
If the government is not answerable, what will you expect from the opposition? We are asking question that why are you indulging in corruption? Why are your ministers indulging in corruption? Why consignments from Dubai loaded with heroin are landing over here and your ministers are going to just rescue those containers? We are asking those questions and the government is not answerable. What you expect us to do? We are answerable to the people. The people have given us to be the irresponsible opposition. We are the people's voice. The government is not the people's voice. The opposition is the people's voice. And the opposition is trying to raise that voice, which
Fair
is
point.
always
the opposition. It is the opposition's job to question the government. Monojit, I'll give you 10 seconds. The BJP is simply doing its job in West Bengal.
Absolutely.
And you are trying your best to stop it and stall it and not answer questions.
Opposition's job is to question the government, not to pile stones, bricks, bombs at the police and the government.
Today they weren't doing that, and yet there were no answers coming from the TMC.
Yes, they were exactly doing that. And inside the assembly, as I tell you, first of all, we are certainly accountable to the opposition, but our first accountability lies with the people of this state. When there is a Durga Puja celebration, when people are out on the streets, do you really want to gheraw the secretariat, which is nonetheless a sanitized zone? You could have held your procession somewhere else.
We can't raise our voice inside the assembly also.
In a Maidan, because you don't have the power, you don't have the strength of gathering people.
Yeah, we don't have the power to raise our voice in the assembly also because you have the police.
That's why you just
You have the
wanted to
police
make this
and your
drama
second
of
in command is
allowing the
directing them to
secretariat.
shoot us.
Can you do it?
You
Will
can shoot
allow-
us, no
will you
issues,
allow the
but we'll raise
farmers
our
or will you
voice,
allow the opposition
Manojit.
to get out of the
You
parliament?
can't stop us
Will you allow
because
the
we
opposition to
are
get out of the
responsible
Prime
to the
Minister's
people.
house? Can we do that in
With
democracy?
5 stitches
this is
also,
what questioning means
the
for
day
you.
I got
you,
injured,
you
I
people
sat
were
on television
born
just to bring in the
with
fact
violence.
in front
Don't
of the
forget
people,
what you did in
Manojit.
1990.
You have to,
And there
you
is
have to understand that.
another Babri Masjid is in the making.
We
Okay,
don't,
okay.
we don't indulge in
That's what
gimmicks.
you're preparing for.
We are done, Monojit. Thank you very much, Mr. Banerjee. Thank you very much. You're always welcome to raise your voice here on Mirror Now whenever you wish to, irrespective of whether
Thank you
the
very
TMC
much.
and Monojit Mandal let you raise your voice on the streets of Calcutta or inside the assembly. Thank you very much, Monojit. And good to have you,
Yeah,
Mr.
nice meeting you
Banerjee.
after
Good
long.
to see
Thank
that
you.
you're looking well. Thank you very much. I'm
Thank
slipping
you.
into a quick break on the show.